Tahiri, you want to just be with here, supporting me? Thank you. Sorry, I'm walking about too much for Emo. Sorry. Hi, everybody. Great. Now, what we have here is about 18 different items on my agenda. The two important things, apart from all the speeches from important people, are that we've got our survivor supporters who've been trained over the summer. They're on this side. Wave at me, please. Great. And over here we've got the Piece Together graduates. Wave at me, please. Now, okay. Now the people who are the Piece Together graduates are the ones who've just finished now. Okay, so that clarifies that. Good. Because there are in fact 100 Piece Together graduates in Dominica, so I don't need everybody to come up today. Good. So we're going to start with just introducing the partners that we have. And I mentioned to you, I'm going to start from the far end, because Delia Coffee Weeks is a very well-known figure. And she leads a whole, I don't know how many hats you have, actually. How many hats do you have at your home? I can't imagine. But one of her big hats is to do with women's advocacy. And she leads the way, and she's one of the mothers in Israel. We all look up to her for her example in advocacy. And Tanya's out of state at the moment, the president, and so Delia is representing Dominican National Council of Women. I think there are quite a few members of National Council of Women here today, and that's great. And next to her is her daughter, Natasha Gervier-Carbon. And she's going to come and say a few words in a minute, right? And as you can see, there are 3 overlapping circles. And the reason there are 3 overlapping circles is because some people are in all 3 organizations, right? So I kind of did a Venn diagram to illustrate that really the distinctions between the 3 organizations are not that easy to find. Planned Parenthood had their AGM last night, and there were some of us there. DNCW members, many of them are in my supervisors group. So it's a lovely mixture, and that's, we're all really advocates together. And the folks that microphone has stopped again. Hello, and that one too? Great. Where's my microphone hand? Excuse me, sir. We'll try and make it work. Natasha, before you come on. Okay. Did you have a mic that you wanted to use? Okay. So we're going to call upon Natasha to come and make her remarks. You have to feel compassion for Natasha, please. It's not. Thank you very much. You deserve that. Okay, it's not easy working with me. Okay, I really appreciate that. It's not easy at all, and I really appreciate her flexibility and her support. Thank you. So I'm going to hand it over to you. We're going to try and you'll have to preach because they can't hear you.
Members of the head table, partners, supporters, and friends, good afternoon. It is with great humility, can you all hear me at the back? All right. It is with great humility and deep gratitude alongside survivors in partnership with Lifeline Ministries. For me personally, Piece Together has been a transformative experience. It is not just a program, it's a journey of rediscovery, healing, and empowerment. Like so many of you, I came into this space carrying my own experiences. But as we gather here for this graduation, I want us to think beyond our personal victories. Today is about recognizing the strength of survivors who have endured abuse, displacement, and trauma, yet still rise each day, determined to live, to heal, and to rebuild. Your courage is the heartbeat of why we do this work. At the Dominica Planned Parenthood Association, we recognize that support for survivors must go beyond words and well-meaning intentions. Survivors need safe spaces, counseling, skills training, and opportunities to regain independence. But they also need practical, immediate support. And sometimes that support is as simple and as critical as a meal. This is why our partnership with Lifeline Ministries is so important. Together, we are working on the Pantry project, an initiative that provides meals and basic necessities for survivors of gender-based violence, especially those who are suddenly displaced from their homes. When a survivor makes the brave choice to leave an unsafe situation, often they must do so without preparation, without resources, and sometimes even without a place to stay. The Pantry project steps in at that moment of crisis to ensure that at the very least, no survivor must face hunger on top of trauma. Think about what that means. In a moment when life feels uncertain, when everything familiar has been stripped away, a warm meal says, "You matter. You are not forgotten. You will not walk this road alone." That kind of support is not just about food. It's about restoring dignity, hope, and the strength to keep going. This partnership between DPPA and Lifeline Ministries reflects what can happen when organizations come together with a shared vision. Neither of us can meet every need alone, but together we can build a strong safety net for survivors in Dominica. Survivors do not need fragmented efforts. They need coordinated, compassionate, and consistent support. And our commitment does not stop there. Survivor support must be holistic. It must address the emotional, social, and economic realities that keep people trapped in cycles of violence. That is why, beyond the Pantry project, both our organizations are working to provide counseling, advocacy, education, and pathways to empowerment. We are saying to every survivor, your story does not end with violence. Your future can be rewritten, and we will stand with you as you write it. To my fellow Piece Together graduates today is a celebration of our resilience. We have learned to find peace within ourselves, to stitch together the broken pieces of our lives into something whole and beautiful. But let us also remember that our journey equips us to be voices and advocates for others still in the struggle. To Lifeline Ministries, thank you for being a steadfast partner, for opening doors of healing through faith, compassion, and practical action. To our supporters, our donors, and friends, your investment is not just in programs. It is in people, in survivors, in lives being rebuilt. Every contribution to initiatives like these become a lifeline to someone in their darkest moment. And to the survivors among us, you are not defined by what you have endured. You are defined by your courage, by your determination, and your ability to rise. You are living proof that healing and hope are possible. This graduation is not simply a milestone. It is a call to continue building together a future where survivors are supported, respected, and empowered to thrive. As we live today, let us carry the message that together we can create a Dominica where survivors of gender-based violence never, ever walk alone, where practical support meets compassion, and where healing is always possible. Thank you.
And I think there's a video now that we were so pleased when DPPA decided to create a video leading to our own helpline. It was so good. Let's enjoy it. Can we try and turn these lights off, please? Burns, can we turn the lights off? Just put it back to the beginning, please. That's great. It can start here. Yeah. So, can you see that all right? Or would it be better to turn some lights off? Which one should go off? Yes, I'll take your advice. Harry's gone for the microphone, so hopefully. I think that helps a bit. So, you'd really like this one off, wouldn't you? How does this one turn off? Do you want to show me? See if you can find out for me. Thank you. I'm going to carry on anyway and let them play in the lights. So there are 4 sections to today's proceedings. Does that work? Now you can't see me. Now you want the ones at the behind me on, don't you? Rather than wait for somebody else. Sometimes it's better to do it yourself. There we go. We okay now? Great. And we have these 4 sections that we're going to look at one by one. So we will look at the survivor support training, the helpline, the refuge, and Piece Together itself. And so we're going straight into explaining about the survivor support training that we just did. Smile for me, girls. Anybody brought tissue and a glass of water for me? No? That's a reminder from our psychological first aid that you need tissues and water for people who are in distress. So we did a training that lasted 7 weeks during July and August, and we were in the Dominica Association of Teachers conference room and also online. So it was a hybrid group, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got well represented here. I think I've got 8 people here who actually managed to survive the entire thing. Well done. And there are a few others, but unfortunately some people are laid low with the flu. So when we do the certificates, we'll see who's not here and detail somebody off to go and be their survivor supporter to help them get better and deliver their certificate. Good. We were funded to do that program by the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. And I don't know if you can please put the next slide. Great. Stay the one with the all the lovely pictures, please. Now, one of the big problems if you've been raped is that you need to navigate a very complicated system. And you need to know your way around Roseau. And we discovered that nobody, in fact, knew where all the places were that you need to go to. I wonder if people who haven't been on the course can even know where they all are. But we had to find out where the Gender Bureau was. We had to find out where the infectious disease clinic was. We had to find out how you navigate casualty if you've been raped. We had to find out about police stations and what areas they cover. we had to find out about legal aid and how it's completely inaccessible if you can't go upstairs, as is the Bureau of Gender Affairs, as is the court, the registry, and you won't have much fun getting to CID either. It's very, very difficult. We talked about the barriers that block you and why you need a helping hand. And what our survivor supporters have been trained to do is to provide psychological first aid and emotional support. And some of them are already operators. They're here too, yes. Some of them are already operators in our helpline, and some of them are joining our team, having done the training at UE, which was helping survivors of sexual abuse, I think it was called. So they did many of them had done a counselling program, either basic or advanced, and many of them had done this other program with Mr. Holmes. And it was really nice to be able to see them applying what they had learnt to our practical situation. So the survivor support was supported by the Maria Holder Memorial Trust with a grant of 27,000 EC, and we trained a cadre of survivor supporters and funded the helpline for 3 months, supporting survivors as they navigate the system. I'm going to ask if Modupe would come now and bring a few words from the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. We're going to have to preach it, but the batteries are just going in, so we can be hopeful. But let me just introduce Modupe to you. Modupe is, I think, the project officer. Project manager? Mm-hmm. The project manager, and she has been very kind to us in Lifeline. She's been part of several of our meetings and always is supportive, and we really appreciate that. I suspect she has a soft spot for gender-based violence survivors because she's always very sympathetic. So that sounds really hopeful. I don't know. You'll really be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Modupe. Please help yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, everything is up and working. Thank you so very much, Tina. Members of the head table, other members of Lifeline Ministries, especially invited guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, supporters. A pleasant good evening to everyone here. Good evening to everyone here. When I came to the door, somebody told me, welcome home. And I always feel like I am at home when I come to Dominica. So I thank Tina and team for always making me feel welcome. And I'm happy to be here this evening to be part of the meeting today. Now, while the availability of national statistics remains a challenge, everyone in this room is well aware of the occurrence of gender-based violence in our societies and the impact it has on the victims and their families. The work being conducted by Lifeline Ministries in this area is quite significant, as this small organization is playing a very big part to ensure that there's support in place to ensure we do not just continue to have victims, but we have an increased number of survivors. Many of you have had interactions and conversations with survivors, and you understand the impact that gender-based violence has. The physical, whether it be scars, chronic pain, physical injuries, brain changes, your mental effects, post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, eating disorders, suicidal thoughts or attempts, alcohol and substance abuse, emotional impact, the inability to trust themselves, low self-esteem, shame, guilt, fear, even spiritual impact. Persons lose their faith, financial, loss of jobs and or earning potential, because if you're physically injured and that was your way of earning an income, then that is taken away from you. Homelessness is another impact when it comes to financial loss. Relationships, so the loss of friendships because of isolation, the inability to trust future partners, damaged relationships with family members and children. So if these men and women are to recover, a strong support system is vital for this recovery. Friends, family, and community resources provide the emotional backing and practical assistance needed to escape abusive situations. But we also need local service organizations like Lifeline Ministries who offer direct support from the moment that call comes through the Lifeline, the Helpline. And as you heard from Tina, the excellent work that's been going on through the Lifeline, we have the partnership with the Dominica Planned Parenthood Association, and I know Tina's working with other associations to help build the work of the Lifeline and the survivor support. So the first phase of our funding was put in place to help train the volunteers, securely establish this helpline, and make citizens aware of its existence so people know there is somewhere to turn. And it's grown from just dealing with domestic violence to look at gender-based violence on a wider scale. And I know Tina will tell you she gets all types of calls for assistance, and she rarely turns anyone down. I know she was dealing with a situation just when we were on our way here, so she's always on the clock. So it is good that people know of the existence. They know there is somewhere to turn. They know help is available at little or no cost to them and with no judgment. So the trained volunteers provide direction as it relates to the essential services. And as you heard Tina mention, her team had to go and do their own research. They had to know where to direct these persons that needed help. So whether it be emergency shelter, counseling, financial aid, legal advocacy, just to help the survivors find safety and heal from the effects of abuse. These service providers, because that is what they are, they're providing an essential service. They offer compassionate care tailored to the specific needs of the communities that they serve. At the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, we work to uplift the lives of the vulnerable in our societies, and we do this through many direct partnerships with the various NGOs on the ground, like Lifeline Ministries, and we have a few other NGOs that we work with in Dominica. So once again, on behalf of the board and executive of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, I wish to commend Tina Alexander and her team for the excellent work they are doing through the different initiatives. I applaud the strategic partnerships she continues to form and encourage more organizations to build these types of synergies and work together for the greater good. We know that government won't be able to do it all, and they need your help. I further applaud the volunteers for giving of your time to be on hand to assist someone in their time of need. Congratulations to all of you. We appreciate you. I encourage you to continue the volunteerism and the advocacy. As you step forward from the training, know that your commitment holds the power to change lives. It is not just an act of service. It is an act of courage, compassion, and justice. On behalf of all of us who believe in a safer, more equitable world, thank you for choosing to be a part of this essential work. We are proud to have supported this journey, and we look forward to witnessing the impact you will make in the lives of those who need it most. Thank you.
Please don't sit down because we're going to give them their certificate straight away. Okay. Lovely. You have the certificates for me, Debbie, please. So, and what we'll do is we'll call out their names and then, how do you want to do this? Can we do it in front of you? Is that okay? And we'll call their names and I'll give you the certificate and then you'll give them to the individuals. Is that okay? I'm not sure that the is here. So, we okay? So, my first certificate says Sherry Sandrew. Oh. You hang on a minute, my photographer gets in place. There we go, lovely. Thank you. Well done. The next one is Mahalia Paul. Next one says Colleen James. Colleen. Wrong name. Never mind, you can complain and take your certificate and don't complain to Debbie like that. Feel free, Debbie will sort it out. Good, well done. All right, complain to Debbie now with your certificate. Take it over there and give it to her. Make a complaint. It's always nice when it's somebody else's job. Loic Charles. That's it, here we are. I'll do place there with you. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, Loic. And Loic's responsible for our social media pages too, so that's very helpful. And Kate James. James. Kate's come all the way from Zambia and Davis. Very impressive. Here we are, Elias Leah Shillingford. Caroline Rose Buckley. Caroline's a guide and Brownie leader. That's very special to have her with us. Yes. And Augustus Caprice, who Caroline brought with her. So we have Mr. and Mrs. That's very nice. Great. And Abigail Christmas. Abigail's my technical assistant also when I'm holding the phone upside down for Zoom. Thank you, Abigail. Now, I wonder if I have some others, but I suspect that they're not sitting with my group down at the front here. But I see Josephine W. Printer. Josephine, would you please come up here? We're going to give Josephine a certificate because she most faithfully, she's one of my supervisors. Josephine, come up here. Great. So, Josephine's one of our most faithful supporters. She is a supervisor, and she would attend the session from the bus on the way home, and always make very good contributions to show she's been listening all the way through. Thank you, Jo, for all your support. We really appreciate it. She's always our Sunday supervisor too, which I appreciate. She always gives her Sunday to our organisation. Appreciate that very much. Now, these other names, oh, Veronique is here. Good, Veronique, well done. Come on, up you come. Veronique George, here we are. Veronique has to take time off work to join us. Well done, thank you. Veronique's also in an organisation called FEM, and she's done a great deal to help us. Always reliable and I have to come. I now know where her house is in Bath Estate, and I will always be able to find her. Is anybody else here? I'm going to read out these the certificates of the people who are not here. I'm assuming that they've got flu. I know some of them do have flu. Others may possibly be lost in the rain. But Clemencia Boyer, Marilyn Etienne, Milana Beaupierre, Josie Ann James, and Joseph Blanford, and Sally Ann Defoe, who I know is in bed and watching us on email. So that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Great. Come and join us. Thank you. Great. So that takes us for that was the Survivors Supporters Training, and we're very grateful for the support in that from the Maria Holden Memorial Trust. And now we're going to just understand what the operators have been up to. Our operators man the WhatsApp helpline, which is open from 4 till 10 every day, and on weekends and holidays it's open from 8 till 10. That's 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's a WhatsApp line, and the number is... That's not loud enough, folks. Are you ready? 3173030. Did you get that? Anybody who didn't know it, you can now repeat it. It'll be good for you. 3173030, okay? 3173030. I don't know who's got the phone right now, Debbie, so we need to make sure somebody has, in case someone watching on emo decides to send a WhatsApp. Most of the referrals are WhatsApp messages, sometimes WhatsApp calls. Usually our operators will contact the person back and offer to call them so that people don't get calls that increase the danger that they're in. So we make sure we call them at their request in the right time and place. And the way that it works is that people call and they get sympathetic listening, they get psychological first aid, hopefully, on the phone. But the main focus is to be a signpost, to give information so that people know where they can go to get help, probably the next morning. However, if they do need emergency help that night, we're trained to know how to contact the police and emergency services and how to give advice about immediate help. And so our operators, each one of them has a supervisor. Now, there are some supervisors here this evening, apart from Joe. I see Yvonne, I see Ophelia, I see Gloria. Any more? Wave at me if I've missed you. Lovely. Debbie, Delia, Natasha, Renata, Debbie, moi. So we're all here. And the way that it works is that the operators can check in with their supervisor and check out with their supervisor. So we make sure that when people listen, they themselves have somebody listening to them. And any referrals that have to be made go through the supervisor and end up with me. So referrals to social services, to the doctor, to the police, to other agencies will go through me, and so that way Lifeline is responsible for what it's offering to people. Okay, and we don't expose people's information at all, so we do not share the information with our friends, with our families. We don't share your information. We keep it confidential. All right, and we can even make anonymous referrals to agencies on your behalf if you're frightened about people knowing that you've reported a situation. We've had over 30 referrals this year already. We've already had 30 people contact us, and that's really without advertising. Because some of you didn't know the number was 317-3030, did you? But now you do. 317-3030. And now I have extra help on the team so we can cope if you call us. So this helpline has been sponsored last year by CUSO, and they chose to sponsor us again for a further 3 months this year. So they gave us a grant of 18,000 EC dollars, and they've sent us a little video so that they can express their support. Can we try and turn this light off again now? Thank you.
Everyone.
This is Shelley Ann Forster.
I'm Shelley Ann Forster, Senior Manager of Keynote International based here in the region. I'm bringing very brief remarks to you virtually to one, thank Lifeline Ministries for partnering with Keynote International on the Blueprint for Gender Equality project to really increase the services that are available to women and girls that have experienced gender-based violence. Now, just for a bit of information, the Blueprint for Gender Equality project is funded by Global Affairs Canada and is being implemented not only in Dominica, but in Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the primary goal of this project is to improve lives, to improve the services that are provided to vulnerable groups, particularly women and girls. And so we were very happy to partner with Lifeline Ministries last year to provide funding for the pilot of their helpline, 24 hours, out of hours helpline. We were happy to see the results of that initiative and being able to utilize that as a lobbying tool for government agencies and government service providers to provide a 24-hour operation. And so this year, we are happy with the interagency collaboration that Lifeline Ministries is spearheading with Dominica National Council of Women and Dominica Planned Parenthood Association. It is always wonderful, always a good thing when we intentionally partner together to work to improve the lives and improve the services that are provided to the people that need it the most. So I'm very excited to see the results and the fruits of the program this year, and I'm just wishing you a very productive meeting today as you review what would have been completed last year, but also chart the way forward with innovative ideas, new concepts, and really something that we've never seen before. We remain committed to Dominica and to our partners in Dominica in working to end violence against women and girls, and in that same breath to be able to respond to the incidents of violence against women and girls with support services that are needed for them to heal, for them to thrive, and for them to live empowered lives. So thank you again, everyone, for our partnership, and I look forward to hearing about the fruits of the next phase of our survival program. Thank you.
Many thanks to Shelley Ann Forster from CUSO. We've even got their banner. What country does the funding come from? Canada. Lots of reasons to thank Canada. I have to say they've been supportive to us for several years now, and I'm so pleased it wasn't USAID. So many thanks to Shelley Ann Forster. We're going to ask to come to the podium another friend of Lifeline, and that's Magistrate Gloria Augustus. So lovely to have you. Here we go, silence in court.
Good evening. Members of the head table, graduates of the Peace Together program, those who are trained to support survivors, Lifeline staff, sponsor representatives, invitees, partners, supporters, MO, tout le monde qui est là. Tout le monde est ici. Okay, good night, everybody. In my capacity as a magistrate, I deal with people who seek protection orders under the Domestic Violence Act from the court. These are not criminal matters. These matters only become criminal when an order has been made and it has been broken or breached. But from my experience working in and out of the court, I realize that there are different levels and types of ways in which domestic violence affects people. Some situations are more grave than others. However, there's a common factor in that it is about broken relationships. And sometimes these relationships affect not just the two main parties, but other members of the family, oftentimes children, minor children, vulnerable children. The situation also has diverse impacts, and one of the unfortunate impacts has to do with having to find shelter sometimes, and also to regain a stable mental state. And that is why programs such as that which Lifeline supports is important, and it's also an important safety net for people in those situations. Sometimes it takes the support and advice and help to live through and heal from these situations. I therefore support and hail the Survivors Support Program and any program where people can cope, that will help people to cope with these situations. Training of survivors to understand the situation and to be able to give proper advice and guidance as steps in the right direction to reduce the effects of gender-based violence. Since government does not have the full support services, NGOs like Lifeline provide a very useful, vital service in that gap. There is need for much more to be done, but what I see happening for Lifeline is that a little goes a long way. Thanks to the support of the sponsors, and we all need to continue to advocate for a better resourced and full service system. So kudos to Lifeline and the Helpline 317-3030. Let us all continue to advocate for full service system to include a much needed shelter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're quite right. We do a bit of a loaves and fishes job with the little that we have. But we really do need a proper, sustainable source of supply for what we do. And one of the things that you can help with is the pantry idea that we're having. So we're planning to collect together groceries, and also I would like to do provisions, groceries, vegetables, fresh food as well. And we would like to be able to distribute it very quickly. We have families who don't have anything to eat tonight. Okay? And I've already been out to bring something to somebody today. Okay, there are people who don't have. And if you've just left a violent situation, you're even more likely not to have. So people do help me. They do call and they do say, I've got a bed, can you come and collect it? I'll be there tomorrow. Just call me. Okay, we need things to, our families are going into empty houses. We need help to help them furnish their houses. We have families who don't have groceries. We need groceries. But we also need money, because we actually need to help people facing eviction, people who've got found themselves in very, very difficult circumstances. And sometimes it's through their own mistakes. But does that mean that those children should be left to be on the road? You know, we all make mistakes. So let's work out how we can help. So we just want to be a hub. We don't have the money. If you come to me, I'm likely to say, we'll pray about that, but we'll be back to you tomorrow with something. So This is what we try to do. It's not that we have a big store. I'm very pleased that Natasha wants a pantry. But let me tell you, this pantry is going to have a lot of traffic. Okay, it's going to be taking the stuff in and taking it out again tomorrow. Okay, we're not going to be storing stuff up till it goes bad. All right, we're expecting you all, when you shop a bit extra and bring it for Lifeline. We'll store it at Planned Parenthood and it'll be out by tomorrow the next day. Let's do that. So that's a way you can help. And then you can also help by talking to your friends overseas who also care. We did have somebody, a Dominican overseas, who recently sent us $5,000 to help us. And that's the cost of one placement. That's the cost of rescuing one family. Okay, because we take them into Refuge, we do transportation, we do food, we do utilities, we do first month's rent, and we have to help them to be safe. And at the end of the day, that's a lot of money. My treasurer she's looking at me to see what secrets I'm going to tell you. But the truth is, I don't always want to spend the money on what it's given for. I had some money for nice snacks for all of you. Sorry, I spent it yesterday on somebody who was being evicted and they were so suicidal. I mean, honestly, what can you do? Okay, so you all going to get a banana cake and some juice. All right, because I can't justify it. How can I justify it? You understand me? So that's where I'm at with it. Please help us to help them. After all, it could be you or me. It could be your daughter. It could be your sister. You know, we're lucky, really. We're blessed, really, because Dominica is a wraparound community. If we just stop judging for a minute, we have got compassion underneath. So let's reach in for the compassion and try to help people. So that's where we're at with it. You remember the two girls who were killed with domestic violence within 24 hours of each other? Both have been in my home. Both have been in my home. I can't just sit back. Sorry, I cannot. And the fact that you're here means that you cannot either. So thank you. P.S. I am just so pleased that you are here. I'm going to give you the microphone. But I'm going to call you. Yeah, you're the P.S. Yeah. What you don't know is that Dr. Kyra Paul, her first hat was a gender hat with us. That's where I met you. I met you with a gender hat on. So are we pleased that she's where she is now? P.S. Very, very pleased. Thank you for coming. Here you are.
Thank you, Tina. Tina is always Tina.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Those on the head table, sponsors. I see representatives of some of the women affiliations, graduates, family members, supporters of the graduates. Good evening again, Emonews. Thank you, Tina, for inviting me. It is a privilege to be here at this important closing. I call it a closing ceremony because I think it's an all-encompassing ceremony, but it's really focused on survivor supporters. And so on behalf of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, I extend heartfelt congratulations to each of you who've completed the two sets of programs. By stepping forward, you are actually making a profound commitment to stand beside survivors of gender-based violence, to help them to navigate the systems that are available and to walk them on their journey towards safety and independence. So I'm certain that what you would have been exposed to is more than just the acquisition of specific skills, but is an act of solidarity and compassion, and we heard that from previous speakers here. Survivors of violence often encounter fear, shame, and complex barriers when they are trying to seek help. With you as survivor supporters, they will have advocates who will not only understand their struggles, but who can guide them through reporting processes. They can connect them to services. and most importantly, affirm that they are not alone in this process. As the ministry responsible for seniors, children at risk, gender affairs, persons living with disabilities, we know that gender-based violence is not an isolated problem, it's very interwoven. It tears at the very fabric of families, it destabilizes communities, it undermines our nation's vision for equity and justice. It is very cross-cutting. So I listened to the representative of Maria Holder as well as Nadasha who spoke about trauma and its impact. For some of us, it is very deep-seated. It is something that locks us into a particular space that we cannot get out of. For some of us, we find ways to cope with it, and somebody might think that we've moved on, but it's really just coping and trying to get by every day. So we must always bear in mind that even as we support persons, that they themselves deal with their own trauma in their own particular way, and your responsibility is really just to be somebody walking them through that process, right? I want to take this moment to thank Lifeline Ministries, the DPPA, the NCW, and also just to reaffirm that the work that you're doing is very essential. Some of you have been here for a very long time. I see some of the women who have been here more than 30 years being advocates. I see we have a few young persons who are now joining, but I think it's a space that a lot more young people need to get into. And it's something that we need the older ones to guide us through, but it's something that really is a space so young people can understand the contributions that they can make on the social front, where gender-based violence is concerned. It is something that impacts every one of us, and so it is something that we need to get young people and bring them into. I want to thank Maria Holder and of course CUSO for their investment in our nation's social sector. It's really an investment in our social sector. Partnerships like this demonstrate the power of collaboration in advancing protection and, more importantly, in empowering our survivors. So as we strengthen our survivor support services, we've heard about Helpline, we've heard about the Piece Together, we've heard about the survivor training. As Magistrate said, Augusta said, one vital link in that chain of protection is the establishment of a safe refuge center for women and their children. It's something that we started discussing, Tina, since 2015, and I think it's always something that is needed. More importantly, we see the need for it every day. We've been strengthening legislation, we've strengthened services, but the actual infrastructure, which is almost the final stage before they actually get into independence, is where we really need to make a difference. So without a secure space to escape to, many survivors remain trapped in the cycles because the risk of leaving seems greater than the risk of staying. So a refuge center would really provide more than a shelter. It would provide counseling support, legal support, connect to the legal services, offer skills training opportunities, livelihood empowerment opportunities, and a pathway to independence. And again, it would give women and children a real chance to rebuild their lives in a dignified and secure way. So the ministry, which I am currently leading as of April, in my capacity as Permanent Secretary as of April 2025, we are committed to working with civil society, to faith-based organizations, and of course with maintaining some of the regional and international partnerships that have been formed, and with you, the cadre of survivor supports, to make this a reality. Getting to the place of having a safe refuge really requires partnership, and it really requires strong advocacy. And that is the responsibility of you that you are taking on, even more than just the training that you've been exposed to. So let me commend you by, once again, commend both Tina and her team, the graduates, for your courage, for your dedication. Being in this space of gender and gender advocacy is something that's very tough. You face difficult conversations on a daily basis, I'm certain, and I am sure that it will be a wonderful journey for you as you provide support to others who are most in need of it. Thank you.
Can you see I'm smiling like a Cheshire cat? It's so good to have friends in the ministry so we can move this thing forwards. The whole issue about refuge, as I've told you 10 years ago, been on my heart because I know that people stay being beaten up because they feel they have nowhere to go. Now, as you know, we've been trying to do our Safe Host program, and CSLI funded our Safe Host program so that we would use existing Airbnbs and guest houses with trained safe hosts to provide somewhere to escape to that was anonymous, because no one would know which one you've gone to. So it gets referred to me, but then nobody knows where the person goes. And we thought that might help with the fear that somebody's going to find out where you are, because everybody knows where the place is. So we've been trying to see how that can work, and we were pleased when UN Women highlighted our efforts and had us go to talk about them in Barbados, and how other countries caught the idea. Somebody in Nairobi in Kenya has been in touch with me to say, we've got Airbnbs, how do you do what you do? So that they could also try to do what we do. And our safe hosts, there are some safe hosts here tonight, our safe hosts agreed to take, instead of 100 US a night, which is what they would get commercially, they take 100 EC a night from us. This is cost, right? This is sacrifice. This is not making money out of us. And we've had several really successful placements. We've had, the first year we had 7, and the second year we had 14. So it's 21 in all for the first 2 years. Since February, we have not had funding, but we still have done some on a voluntary basis. Some of our safe hosts couldn't turn people down, even though we couldn't pay, even though we couldn't even pay their light bill or pay them to store the person's 4 beds in a freezer, or the dog, or whatever else the person had to bring with them. One woman brought her entire art studio because she thought the fellow would burn it down, which he might have done. So we recognise that providing refuge is not just providing room for somebody with 1 suitcase. It's actually helping people to escape and not go back. You know how many people go back because they left their things there that they were paying for at courts, and they didn't want the fellow to get rid of the things, and so they went back. They went back for the freezer and ended up staying. And so we're trying to help people move out for good, not to be one of those who goes back at least 7 times before they leave. That is the common global statistic, that people usually try to leave at least 7 times before they leave. And sometimes they'll meet the response in the police station. You always go back. No, we're not coming. And so then the person thinks, well, where can I go? What can I do? So we're doing our best. I'm delighted to hear of the idea about having a refuge being a place where people can heal as well as escape. That's great. And the idea of having a one-stop shop where you go once and you get interviewed once, instead of, how many times did we work out you had to tell your story? About 15 times you have to tell your story at the moment to all different agencies. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we had a one-stop shop where you go and you just have the disturbing experience of telling your story only once, of being examined only once, instead of all those many times? So the refuge is on its way. I believe it's on its way. I do not think that our pilot has been in vain. We now know it's possible for people to escape. We've even got some people here who told me, Sister Tina, I have to come tonight because that was me last year. So we just thank God that many people's lives have been saved already. Thank God. One of the things that we are noticing is, though, that there are an awful lot of children involved. Awful lot of children involved. And many people also, who's to say you are not pregnant when you leave? So we have people coming out pregnant. If you've got baby stuff, please call me now. Don't keep it in your loft just in case you have another one. Send it for us. We'll put it into action. When you have another one, somebody will give you new stuff. Send it for us, please. We need stuff for our mums who are... Imagine if you know you haven't got, and you're 8 months already and you haven't got any stuff. It's not easy. So send it for us, please. We're going to have some remarks now from Stephanie Sprott. Now, Stephanie Sprott is the new political counsellor at the Canadian High Commission. And we always used to see a lovely lady called Miriam at our events. She was the previous political counsellor. So Stephanie has just arrived and was told, I think the day after she arrived, she had to do a video message for us. So forgive these folks if they say that we're a 24-hour service. We're not. Okay? Forgive me if she says all the Piece Together people are recovering from sexual abuse when they might not be. Okay? Just forgive me, okay? Because she maybe gets the wrong end of the stick. She only just got here. Okay? Thank you very much. But anyway, she had nice... Oh, yes, we'll turn the lights off, please. Thank you. Stephanie Sprott.
Greetings from the High Commission of Canada. My name is Stephanie, and I'm the newly arrived political counsellor here, covering Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. While I regret not being able to join you in person today, I'm truly honored to share a few words with you virtually. We know that 1 in 3 women and girls globally will experience violence in their lifetime. In the Caribbean, the numbers are even more alarming. 1 in 2 women face this reality. This is not just a statistic, it is a call to action. Gender-based violence is unacceptable and it must end. Canada has long recognized this urgent need. For over 2 decades, we have been at the forefront of efforts to eliminate violence against women and girls, both at home and around the world. In Dominica and the Caribbean, this commitment is unwavering. We are proud to work alongside local, regional, and international partners to raise awareness, support survivors, and promote lasting cultural change. That is why we chose to support Lifeline Ministries' Safe Refuge project through our Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. The CFLI is designed to empower local organizations to lead innovative, community-driven solutions. Through this project, Lifeline Ministries has provided critical support to individuals at risk of sexual and gender-based violence, offering safe shelter, launching a helpline, raising public awareness, and delivering psychological support. One of the many inspiring components of this initiative is the Piece Together program, which helps survivors rebuild emotionally and reclaim their strength. I'm deeply moved to know that several courageous women are among you today in this meeting solidarity. To each of you graduating from our program, congratulations. Your journey, your resilience, and your strength are nothing short of extraordinary. You are not only survivors, you are leaders, you are role models, and you are agents of change. We are so pleased to learn that this vital project will continue into its 3rd phase. This is a testament to the impact it has already made and to the ongoing need for survivor-centered support in Dominica. In closing, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to Lifeline Ministries and to all dedicated partners who made this work possible. And to the survivors here today, thank you. Thank you for your bravery, your voice, and your vision. Dominica holds a special place in our hearts. Let us continue working together to build a future that is stronger, safer, and more inclusive for all. Thank you.
That's great. So that's Stephanie Sprott. And we're going to go straight into the Piece Together program. I just want to check. Are you going to do a song, or do you want me to get Loic to do his song? You're going to do one? You're going to do it. Great. Okay. Well, Hen's got a song for us. Lovely. And we'll have Loic right at the end. Lovely. So we're going to have Hen do her song. Can we? You're going to do it a cappella? You've sorted it all out. Lovely. Can we give Hen some support? Good night, everybody.
So many times I've questioned certain circumstances of Things I could not do. And many times on trials, witness burns my vision. So when my frustration gets so out of hand, it's then I am reminded I've never been forsaken. I never have to stand one test alone. When I look at all the victories, the Spirit rises up in me, and it's through the fire my weakness is made strong. Yeah. He never promised that the cross will not get heavy, and the hill will not be hard to climb. He never offers victories without fighting, but he says help will always come in time. Just remember when you're standing in the valley of decision, and the adversary says give, just hold on. I know he'll show up, and he will take you through the fire again. Oh yes, he will. I know within myself that I will surely perish. Oh, but if I trust the mighty hands of God, he'll shield the flames again. Yes, he will again. He never promised the cross will not get heavy, and the hills will not be hard to climb. He never offers victories without fighting, but he says help will always come in time. Just remember when you're standing in the valley of decision, and the adversary stands giving, just hold on. Oh, God will show up, and he will take you through the fire again. So just hold on. Oh, God will show up, and he will take you through the fire again.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Delia, come and join me, please. Renata, can you bring your words, the button words, down with you? Renata, Delia, I'm going to hand over to you to do the finale with your piece together people. Okay, so get them to do their piece together statements. You're going to have very interesting experiences, and the pietists agreed to hand those out when you need help. Okay, there you go. It's all yours.
Good evening, everybody, to the members of the head table, and everybody in here. I will address you as a special invited guest. And I want you to understand that this Piece Together program, it is a life-changing experience. I have facilitated a number of Piece Together programs, and each one has been different, but this one has been special. This was a program that refused to end. This is the longest we've gone with one program. And I think even after graduation, this one will not end. Because it was a very special bunch of ladies. I didn't realize we had so many singers, and sometimes the sessions, people would just break into song or break into prayer. There was a real sistership, and we all helped each other because there were various themes that we explored. For example, broken is not garbage. We saw beauty in brokenness, and we learned different things. And I could not have done it alone. I could not have done it alone. And so this lady who's trying to hide because she's short, but she's my trusted sidekick. I wouldn't do it with anybody else but her. And so at this time, I'll allow Renata to say a few words, and I'll just hold up some of what we have done so you can see.
Alright, good evening everybody. I'll stand there so everybody. Right, so Delia said most of about the program, sorry. The program runs for 10 weeks. There's a combination of sessions that we discuss, and we use a lot of art to bring in some of the topics that will be discussed on the day. We have a lot of beautiful artwork. So at the end of this session, you will see some of the ladies' artwork. Some of them, they are not very proud of it, but all of them are beautiful. That's what I told them. So I think we will go on to the certificate now. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Ladies, you heard, so you come out with your statement and then you receive your certificate.
Thank you.
Correct. So first one we have Miss Esther Bello. Esther came religiously and shared. Alright.
Good evening. My is going to be the full statements on what I mean and who I've come to this program. I'm being pieced together because I've learned that broken crayons still colors perfectly fine. I'm being pieced together because I have learned to accept my position in some people's lives. I'm being pieced together because I am learning to love myself and to express my true self better than before. I'm being pieced together because I'm learning to love and forgive even those who have hurt me. I'm being pieced together for I have accepted the death of my children's father even if I didn't get any justice. I'm being pieced together because even though I am riding through the storms, I am able to lean on God's love and understanding and to know that with Him, all things are possible. I am being pieced together because I have learned that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel and that broken pieces is not always garbage.
Carbon.
I am being pieced together. I am in the process of becoming, not perfect, but more whole. Every day I'm putting myself together with more awareness, more kindness, and more patience. I'm learning to think more positively, not by ignoring the hard parts, but by choosing not to be ruled by them. Some days I get it right, most days I don't. But every day I show up. I'm becoming more mindful of what I put into my body and how I speak to myself in my mind. I move with intention, walking, stretching, sweating, not to punish my body, but to thank it. I'm losing weight, not just physically, but mentally also. But more importantly, I'm losing the weight of self-doubt, guilt, and negativity that I've carried for too long. I challenge the voice that says, I am not enough. I replace it with one that says, I'm growing, I'm trying, and I'm stronger than yesterday. I don't need to have it all together to be proud of how far I have come. This isn't about a number on a scale, it's about healing. It's about feeling lighter in my body and free in my mind. It's about learning to love myself in the process, not just the result. It's a journey, and I'm here for it.
Okay, Miss Edista James.
Good night. I am going to read everything that I've experienced in a type of nutshell. Okay, let's live. I am being pieced together because I've done this session. What a coincidence. I just heard my mother discussing it, and for some reason, this session, it stood out to me. Everybody that knows me knows my grief I've been going through for the past 8 years. I took this brave step to attend the orientation with not registered, and behold, I was welcomed with open hands. From this day forward, I look forward to every session, no matter the day, no matter the time. Although I am not where I want to be, I am not where I used to be. This is one of the things I am grateful for. Being the youngest individual in the group made me to realize you don't need to be around people your age. Just by being around them has opened up my mind so much. Comfort was one of the things that was given to me the most. Support was another aspect, especially being a young mother of two, a 5-year-old and a 10-month-old baby. Let me tell you, they would embrace my baby, carry her, even when their hands were feeling like it was broken. Just to keep our session smooth, they lent a hand. Being judgmental, it was not an option. As you may know, being from Silver Lake is so much of a crime for some. I can say proudly and boldly, this group welcomed my mother and I with open hands. Never see the light? Grown folks is now my favorite type of people to be around. As a 25-year-old, wow. As you may have heard, age is just a number. This one is a true statement for sure. During this program, we came across so many topics: peace, self-control, thankfulness, patience, love, courage, choice. I'll stop there, because if I were to continue, I would flow a river. But if you want to ask me which topic stood out to me the most, I will tell you patience. You would ask me why, right? Well, it stood out to me more because patience is something I've been struggling with all my life. And one of the quotes that stood out to me the most on the patience was, "He that can have patience can have what we will." Meaning, if you have patience and you sit, or better yet, work hard for what you want without giving up, trust and believe it will find you. Just a little bit, my dear. During this course set me back in my darkest times of my life, and it made me realize, like, whoa, I've really gained sisterhood in some grown women. Oh wow, I love that. I used to look forward to going in every session. Let me not forget, there was a time in our session where I was really tough. I think it was pertaining to a situation I was going through that day. And they called on me, and I was so hurt. Before I could start talking, the tears just started running down. And to my surprise, the whole class was crying. This was the saddest session we ever had. They understood my pain without me even spilling it. With that being said, I am not fully peaced, but I am pieced together. And if I want to do this course again, trust me, I will, over and over again. I do hope and pray that whatever I learn, I can be able to teach my daughters, my siblings, and my friends. To Mrs. Wicks and Miss Ernetta, it was a pleasure meeting you both. Thank you so much for taking the time out to understand us and comfort us and ensuring we are safe. Auntie Ophelia, Auntie Ophelia, thanks for allowing us to use your space, the warmth you're giving us, not forgetting our coffee. Sister Tina, for leaving our home no matter the weather on a Tuesday to ensure we reach where we're supposed to. Big thank you to the crew for touching my heart, and always keep in mind that there are always lights at the end of the tunnel. I thank you.
Wow, what am I going to say? Sisters, brothers, you notice I don't have my scrapbook. I was hoping they would still allow me to graduate. I gave coffee, yes. The activity happened at Helpline. Could you expect me not to put coffee there? And I also introduced putting coconut powder, coconut milk in that coffee. You can try it, we won't charge you. Sister Tina is having that nearly every time she has the opportunity. Yes, I was there when we cried. I was there when we formed a team of sisters. I was there and I learned. I dealt with my impatience. And I think I'm more patient now. Do they know that, right? And I also dealt with tolerance and with being a friend to everybody. I love people. I love people. And when they say Antiopedia, there's something that happens in my heart. I think my best session was the one, I can say I did the worst session. We had to break little bits of porcelain for us to make. You probably see it out one at the back, some of them. And I didn't like that session. But for the rest, everything was good. I'm not a crafts person. If you tell me write a song, yes. But if you tell me to do arts and crafts, you have to give that to Sister Tina and some of the others. But I did try, and I was determined to finish. It helps me to realize big ladies can do small people things. And I was feeling very comfortable in the company that I was in. There's only one bit of craft that I did by myself. Otherwise, they were there. You see Teacher Delia and the other short lady over there. They know how to encourage you just by passing around. And Delia will tell you, look for one you do not like and put it in the middle of your weave. I never saw ugly things get beautiful like that. And really, I could go on and on and on talking, but I prefer to do this. I guess you try that one. Ooh, I forget this song I wanted to sing. When you're down and troubled, and you need some loving care, and nothing is going right. What's the number? What's the number? What's the number? Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there. Ask you to brighten up even your darkest night. You think they call me entertainer for nothing? Winter, spring, summer, fall. All you got to do, let's go. And I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend.
We had two other ladies, Henrietta, the one who sang, but she had to leave because she had a prior engagement, and Michelle, who is not very well. She's viewing on Emonews. So Michelle, we love you, and we know that you're enjoying everything that's there. And I just want to say, thank you to all of the ladies who afforded me the opportunity to learn, to grow, to experience a different aspect. Because one of the things that I've noticed with every piece together course that I facilitate, I too am being pieced together. So if you're interested, you've never heard of this before, and you find maybe I can benefit from Piece Together, don't be shy. Because some people have come to do the program not even knowing why, and then they understand that they really needed this. So to Lifeline and to all the funders who make these types of programs possible, thank you is not enough. And as I say, teamwork makes the dream work, and everywhere I go, I want my trustee short stuff with me.
Marta, and thank you, PS, for doing the honours. Thank you. And do you think you could take some of the books and give them out? Let me just hold one. This book is a book that we produced from a symposium that we did recently, and we brought together NGOs of all different backgrounds, and during the session, Loic wrote a song. So we're giving you out these books, and I'd like you to, when you get your book, give everybody a book. Somebody help out, please. When you get your book, go in the back page. Okay, go in the back page. Here we are. So that you can see the lyrics of the song that Loic's going to sing for you right now. Okay? So, your book is coming to you. Loic's coming up here with me. It says anybody doesn't have. Right, no. Here's the microphone, I'll give you just a second. If you okay with the back in the back? Yes. Right. Everybody got their book? Yes. Okay, if you haven't, put your hand up and Renata will give you one. Have you found Loic's picture at the back? Yes. Where it says Stronger Together? Yes. Alright, so that way we can, when we get to the chorus, we can join in with Loic. Is that okay with you, Loic? I'll give you my microphone.
Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's night time already. So, I'm coming from a small country where everybody know everybody. So if you have conflict with your neighbor, don't bother try to prolong the table. It's time to live in harmony, and then for the day that we will see, together we strong, divided we win. If you have a disability and you're part of a minority, you should be priority. Let me tell you why. Because we stronger together. Everybody sing with me together. Cause we're breaking barriers and we're facing barriers. From the poor man to the prime minister, we stronger together. We need to think of a future plan to build your castle upon the sand. If you need a helping hand, each one should be helping one to stand. It's time to live in harmony. Prepare for the day that you will see. Together we strong, divided we weak. If you have a disability, you part of a minority, then you should be priority. Yes, sir. Because we stronger together. Sing with me, stronger together. We're breaking barriers, and we're facing barriers. From the poor man to the prime minister, we stronger together. We stronger together. We stronger together.
Loic wrote this song, and it's on YouTube, and you can see it on YouTube. Why don't you share it on your Facebook, or on your Snapchat, or your Instagram, or whatever else you have? Let's share it, and you'll notice too that Ophelia's song is next to it, so you'll be able to look that up too and play that on YouTube. Ophelia, we do thank you for singing here tonight. Thank you. I take that as a gift personally. So I'm going to call on Debbie to just come and do a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Tina. Everyone here, it is really from my heart that I am saying thank you. I believe that everybody here represents a person who is in solidarity with those among us who need our heart. So to our head table, to the PS, she had to leave. She said she gives her apology, she had to leave. To all of our collaborators, the NCW, DPPA, Emonews, thank you. Emo is part of the struggle as well. Our board members here, and all the friends of Lifeline that we call on at any time. To our graduates, thank you to all of you. Our work at Lifetime is a work of the heart, so we are grateful and we are thankful to all of you for sharing your heart with us in your donations, in funding, or in any way, as we work together to make life more sustainable and more desirable for those among us. We hope to continue to work with you all ongoing, and so on behalf of Lifeline Ministries, blessings and love to you all, and a big, big, big thank you.